Act 1. The Quiet Thread.
Greenhaven taught its children to listen before they spoke. In the canopy cities, where lattice domes breathed with the forests and glassy streams braided through sunlit terraces, Ylreya grew up in a guild house of gardeners and systems architects, not nobility. The elders called her talent holding the thread, that invisible filament between living minds that, when touched with gentleness, could calm, redirect, or refine instinct. Others her age could settle a single creature for heartbeats. Ylreya kept an entire stampede from collapsing a sky bridge, riding the fear until it unwound in her hands. Rumors followed. She was too calm to be ordinary, too precise to be merely gifted. The guild kept her out of the courts and put her under oath, for Greenhaven revered consent. No power was holy if it trampled will.
Act 2. The Lattice and the Blade.
At adolescence, Ylreya entered the Mind Lattice academies, where discipline mattered as much as reach. There, training halls sang with harmonics, ring chambers where living choirs and artificial biomes intertwined, resonance theaters that tuned emotion the way engineers tune waveguides, and ethics sanctums where students were broken of pride long before they were given authority. Her regimen was unlike any warrior's, equal parts neuroscience, philosophy, and battlecraft. They taught her to map a mind without drowning in it, to set anchors, memory, scent, and mantra, so her self would not diffuse across a crowd. She learned to build coherence in a target rather than crush it, to redirect predator rage into vigilance, panic into organized retreat. On the cord fields, she conducted whole flocks of glider birds through obstacle mazes while simultaneously persuading terrarium packs to stand down. In the veil rooms, instructors stripped her of sight and sound. She had to find the minds in darkness by the tiny eddies of attention that every living thing leaves in the air. When rival cadets tried to overwhelm her with a concerted counter-push, she split her will into braided strands, keeping 5, then 12, then 21 minds steady without snapping a single thread. Technology surrounded her but never replaced her. Lattice amplifiers magnified her range during drills. Biospheric simulators threw drought, stampede, riot, and siege at her in shifting combinations. The devices were crucibles, not crutches. She left each hall with less dependence on them, capable of doing with breath and focus what the machines only demonstrated.
Act 3. The Defense of the Whisper Domes.
In her 17th cycle, sabotage cut through Greenhaven's peace. A coalition of off-world extractors breached a whisper dome, one of the planet's living archives, and weaponized fear in the surrounding settlement to cover their theft. The panic spread like fire along dry reeds. Birds crashed into transit rails. Workers stampeded through market bridges. A freight lift jammed with children and elders. Ylreya was dispatched with a small response cadre to stabilize, not to kill. At the breach, she found the raiders using phase noise to scatter attention and mind scramblers to break her hold. She adapted in seconds. Instead of seizing the saboteurs' wills outright, she wove around them, tightening the minds of civilians into coherent clusters, locking fear behind ritual breathing patterns, and giving simple imperatives to keystone individuals. Hold the line, kneel, and link hands, count to 30, then move. She then pushed quietly into the raiders' formation and reweighted their impulses, aims dropping a degree to miss, aggression rebinding into hypervigilance that turned them on one another's mistakes. When their captain activated a null crown to blind her, she shifted from direction to narrative, planting the idea that the mission had already failed and extraction orders had changed to leave no trace. They ran. The council praised her restraint. The guild recorded every second of her technique. The raid became a parable in the academies. Ylreya proved that a gentle species could fight like a blade, silent, precise, decisive, without abandoning the oath that made them who they were.
Act 4. The Chorus of Wills.
Silence.
Centuries-old records spoke of a coming reckoning, long before a being called Chaos had warned the Elders across many worlds that a time would come when survival would hinge on champions proven by unthinkable trials. Only one from each world would endure. Greenhaven prepared not with arenas of blood, but with orchestras of mind. Ylreya's final preparation was the Chorus of Wills, a pseudo-tournament spanning biomes and cities. In the Concord Gardens, she had to keep 1,000 citizens moving through evacuation routes while neutralizing saboteurs who wore thought scramblers tuned to her own signature. In the bestiary vaults, she pacified apex fauna, continent-migrating grazers, territorial sky serpents, without breaking a single ecological pattern. In the rift markets, she confronted rival mind workers in silent duels, where the first to violate consent lost by default. The only paths to victory were redirection, persuasion, and voluntary surrender. Her record stretched the old limits. Where others held a single will for minutes, she held dozens for hours. Where others commanded through dominance, she sustained consent-bound cohesion. An army that obeyed because it agreed in the moment she made agreement feel true. When the chorus concluded, Greenhaven's sky domes pulsed emerald, and the academies gave her a title earned, not bestowed, Warden of the Mind Paths. The elders did not crown her. They sent her to the quiet places to listen. She stood beneath the canopy with palms open, breathing as the planet breathed, and accepted the final mandate: be ready. For beyond Greenhaven's gentle horizons, the challenging halls would one day rise, and every lesson of permission, precision, and restraint would be measured against a fate no one could rehearse. And when that summons arrived, Ylreya would not kneel. She would step forward with a chorus at her back, the calm at the center of the storm that chaos had promised would come.